Success, and this is through episode number 27. And where we left off, we were hunting for Cyana, and we made it to the playroom of the palace, and we found out that her sister is being kept in a enchanted children's book. And so we entered the enchanted children's book, and I decided to leave off there so I could get some sleep. But it looks like it's going to be really, really cool, kind of like an Alice in Wonderland type of experience. So let's go ahead and move forward and check it out. I need to research some more mutations if I can.
Eye of Nehelene is going wild. Whole land's an illusion. It's so powerful, there's no way to dispel it.
Follow the yellow brick road. Looks like it goes everywhere.
For two little girls, something's not right.
Exactly what I was thinking. Poisoned apple. Looks like a dwarf from Snow White ate that poisoned apple of the witch, of the evil queen. Excuse me. Really? I missed that freaking jump. There we go.
Bloody hell, let him out!
Voices?
He gobbled up my gingerbread. Now it's my turn to gobble him.
The gingerbread man. Right? You can't catch me. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Well, there's Sayana.
Hands off my hearth, dearie. You wouldn't want me to get cross.
Then you open it.
What in the hell?
Now, who's this? A lost traveler? You're not supposed to be here, sweetie. Why, you're old. Old and pale. But never worry. A bit of butter, a bit of spice, and you'll make a tasty morsel. Just as soon as I catch you.
Well, she wants to throw down with the Witcher, huh? The Wicked Witch. Let's drink some potions, why don't we?
Come now! You cannot possibly fear a few magical gloves! Wild and a rotting carcass. Careful she doesn't douse you.
What in the world? Like, how do I get her to come out the freaking sky? Oh, this is a pain in the ass, man. Jeez.
What the hell was that?
The Wicked Witch. Oh, you've heard of her, haven't you? Now, where did you put that key?
Listen, how'd you come by a weapon?
It's Prince Charming's. He no longer needs it. Here it is.
Thank you. She'd have begged me for certain if you'd not... Sienna? Is that you?
It's been years, Jack.
Have you come to play?
Jack and Jill.
I just want your beans, so you can breathe easy.
Oh, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Breathe easy? Because you aren't here to play? What's that about?
Jack knows what I mean, so he'll tell me where the beans are as fast as he can. Isn't that right?
Sienna, I'm sorry, but I haven't got them.
Oh, something tells me you're lying. Perhaps you wish to play the old games after all, hmm? This little piggy went to market. This little piggy went home, for instance.
I'm telling the truth. I swear it. Henrietta, she ordered them buried all over, so you wouldn't be able to leave.
Where?
I don't know. But Joss, the boy with the thing for wolves, he should know. He sticks his nose in everyone's affairs.
He had better know, because if not, I'll find you and we'll have ourselves a little talk. Understand? Now shoot. Ah, all right. So why is it you're here?
Came to look for my lost childhood. No, we're here to get you out of
Came
here.
to free you.
Nice of you, but a waste of your effort. I plan to free myself.
You might not. Bound to be easier with my help, as our most recent adventure amply showed.
Mm-hmm. Yet I still don't know why you even give a damn.
It's Dettlaff. He's trying to force Anna Henrietta's hand. Wants her to release you. Summoned monsters to attack Beauclair.
Sounds like Dettlaff, all right. But I doubt you came all this way just to bring me up to speed on current events. So get to the point, please.
Isn't it obvious? Offering to be your ally. We both want you out of here. You because you want your freedom back. Me because as soon as you meet with Dettlaff, he'll put in...
Exposed me. I landed in prison because of you. Now you come to beg my help, I dare say. My life is full of surprises, isn't it? But normally I'd tell you to sod off. But, from what you say, folk are dying who have nothing to do with this. Not part of the plan. Dettlaff was only to kill those who deserved it. No one else. Fine, Witcher. I accept your offer. Consider us allies. Shake on it.
This place. Tell me something more. It's an illusion, right?
Yes, created by Arturius Vigo. Anna, Henrietta, and I would come here to play out scenes from our favorite fables.
Which didn't seem like she was playing.
Magical entropy. Without maintenance, the spell gradually disintegrates over time. It grows wild.
Your sister chose a dangerous place for your prison.
It's deceptive. Provided I don't provoke them, the fairy tale characters don't attack me. But you don't belong here. So you had best be on your watch.
Since you brought it up, the knights Dettlaff killed. What exactly did they do to you? Crespi, Dulac, Lacroix, Peyrac Peyran?
Not a memory I enjoy revisiting, but I suppose you deserve to know. When my parents disowned me, they ordered those very knights to escort me beyond the duchy's borders. All did so without uttering a single word in my defense.
Like you said, they had their orders.
Mm-hmm. But Crespi was not ordered to beat me unconscious with a horsewhip after my
Damn.
first attempt at escape. And Dulac had no instructions to deny me food and abuse me. I learned something then. Knights are not so chivalrous when no one's watching.
That explains a lot.
Shocked, aren't you? You must have thought you had me pegged. Before bothering to hear my side. Everyone does that.
Curse of the Black Sun. That's why you were banished, right?
Mm-hmm. Twisted princesses, mutants. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Even met one of you. Renfri of Kraden.
And? Was she truly monstrous?
She was cruel, that's certain. But what caused it? The curse or what she went through? Asking myself to this day.
You killed her, didn't you?
Had no choice.
Funny. Mum said the same when she tossed me out of the house.
So, what's with the beans? Mind explaining?
Certainly. But you must gird yourself with patience. There are 2 ways out of this land. My darling sister blocked one when she tossed me in here. The other's up there, in the clouds. She made it hard, but not impossible to access by concealing the beans.
Still don't understand.
Don't fret, just listen. That boy, that was Jack, of Beanstalk fame. You know the tale?
Jack climbed a gigantic beanstalk to a giant's castle, high up in the clouds.
As we shall do if we can just find those blasted beans. There are 3. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 yellow.
Stalk won't sprout from just one?
No, because it must transpire exactly as it did in the tale. Clear now? So we must find Joss. Perhaps he will be able to help us. You lead.
She's gonna make me lead, and I'm the foreigner in this land. She's been here before. Whatever.
Joss can usually be found wandering the glade at the foot of the mount. It's some distance from here, past the witch's house to the right.
Good gingerbread man.
So, what exactly is happening in the city?
Bloodshed, a massacre, which is why we gotta hurry.
You needn't fret. Time flows differently in the Fable Sphere. We can stay here a week, yet outside mere minutes will have passed.
The Land of a Thousand Fables was an extraordinary place. Now it was also extraordinarily dangerous, for Artorius Vigo's spell, cast many years earlier, had begun to degenerate, change, and grow wild. This was the result of something called magic entropy. The world's fairy tale characters had grown unpredictable and aggressive, something the Witcher got a taste of soon into his adventures there. Despite these difficulties, he found Cyanna. The Witcher and the Duchess' sister now shared a goal. Both trapped in this magical land, they needed to find the way out. They joined forces. Cyanna knew the exit from the Land of a Thousand Fables lay hidden among the clouds overhead. Their first task was to find magic beans that would help them ascend. And I think I gathered an erudite charge on that fight. Yeah, I did. 12. Roach.
Watch out! Pixies! Ugh, ugly and fierce.
Damn it. Not the friendliest pixies I've met.
They were put here to protect the Fable Sphere from intruders. Meaning you.
Pixies. Look, pixies! We should go now. Come on, what harm can cute little pixies do us? The last words of two criminals who broke into the land of 1,000 fables, identities unknown. Pixies might look like gentle, harmless creatures, yet in their case, the saying about appearances being deceiving fits all too perfectly. The pixies from the land of 1,000 fables were created to protect that magic place from intruders and ensure the ducal daughters Sylvia Anna and Anna Henrietta did not come to even the slightest harm. Thus, whenever anyone else crossed the pixies' path, it ended badly for them, for pixies are aggressive, warlike creatures created to kill, defend, and fight till they can fight no more. And we have the Wicked Witch to learn about. Wicked Witch. Once upon a time, there was a Wicked Witch. Every day after supper, she'd drink a glass of freshly squeezed corpse juice. Karl Grimm, writers of children's fables. Though evil witches are often considered creatures born of the overactive imaginations of fabulists and mythologists, cartoonish characters only a child would ever be frightened of. There are accounts of men who claim to have happened across one of these improbable beings. All these accounts agree that the witch not only did in fact eat men, but had mastered the cooking of humans to a fine art. They are said to be particularly fond of children's liver fried in butter and served in a saffron sauce, balsamic vinegar, marinated fingers roasted to a golden crisp, and yes, even freshly squeezed corpse juice. It should be noted here that all the above-mentioned witnesses who swore they saw such a witch were patients of the Ellender Institute for the Mentally Ill. Thus, the veracity of their testimony is highly debatable. Wow. It's like Rapunzel's tower.
Unicorns! We must catch them. We won't have to walk everywhere then. I call the pink one. Exciting, isn't it? Reminds me of my childhood.
Reminds me of something altogether different.
Care to elaborate?
Rather not. Come on.
That's right. Geralt and Yennefer's unicorn.
No wolves here. None at all. This is grand. I'm alright. Not in any danger. Last, they're going to rip them in six.
Put on some beast oil and be done with it.
Relax, it's over.
No, it's not. There's more. Another wolf behind you. Ignore him. He always lies.
Aha. Boy who cried wolf. Still does, I suppose. And doesn't, when they actually appear.
The one and only. Listen, you little chit. Jack said you know what's become of his 3 beans. I don't know anything! Not one thing, and besides, watch out! Wolves!
Red bean.
This'll be interesting. Right, let's get to it. Let's say for a minute you know what happened to the red bean. Where wouldn't it be?
For certain, no one swallowed it. Oh no, definitely not that. Of course not. But say someone didn't. Who would it be that didn't swallow it? A human! The most human in the land of 1,000 fables! Everyone! Wolves! Run!
So would it be the Witcher that didn't swallow it?
Bet you haven't heard what happened to the blue bean. Maybe? Not at all? Right?
I've heard it lies about somewhere, out in the open.
Just like that? No one guarding it?
Nobody. 3 times over. Help! Wolves!
Yellow bean. Don't know a thing about it, right?
It's somewhere very, and I mean very deep. So deep, in fact, it's completely underground. And who has it? A bold farmhand, who in no way and not at all awaits someone. Not in the slightest. Good folk! Wolf! Say that word one more time and I'll chop you up. Feed you to the fishes. Understood?
All right, we should go.
Watch out for wolves!
I'm sure we will, brother.
Tough to talk to, that one.
Was it, though? You need merely remember he always lies. Or more precisely, reverses the truth.
Where to now?
I'm not sure. We should visit some of the other fables. The meaty ones, that is. Perhaps then Joss's hints will make more sense. It's just a few. Red Riding Hood, piglets and bears, 3 of each. And Goldilocks, of course. Then Longlocks, and a little lass who sells flint.
Fine. Let's get to work.
Damn, we're hitting all the Fable high points, aren't we?
Incredible. You must have loved this place.
I did at first. But children get bored quickly. Even tea parties with a whole cackle of princesses eventually turn dull and routine.
What did you do then?
Dropped a duck egg in the swan's nest once, that sort of thing. Stole the pea out from under the princess, who sleeps to this day, I think.
There's the Pied Piper, right?
All right, let's try again.
Wolves! Legged! Run for your lives!
No, let's go talk to the Pied
Thanks for your
Piper.
help. So long.
All right. Okay, we cannot talk to him. A boy named Joss would know where to find the magic beans, yet Joss, who obsessively cried wolf, was known by all to be a pathological liar. He proved hard to pin down, for his convoluted clues were the exact opposite of the truth. By Joss's reckoning, the red bean had not been swallowed, though the one who had not swallowed it was the most humanly human in all the land. The blue bean, on the other hand, lay out in the open, watched over by nobody times 3. The yellow bean, in turn, could be found deep underground, a bald farmhand its guard and keeper. Okay, we can go visit Grandmama's house, Magic Beans, or go see the 3 little pigs. Talk to the girls who sells flint, visit the 3 bears. Get off.
Faster. Come on, you.
God.
I'll call mine. Anise.
Call mine Roach.
Roach? Are you serious? Ugh.
Okay. This is a pain in the ass, man. It's the big bad wolf. Literally.
Hello? Can we talk?
Schwumbotsch, my head! Damn it all! I swear that was the last time I drank with Redbeard. Oh, Sienna, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all, big bad wolf. Though it seems you've started running with the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina? One shot and she's under the table.
Désolé, oui.
Brings you.
You could always have a drink with us.
Oh, what now? Not on your life. I can barely stand, I'm so hungover.
You know what they say about the hair of the dog?
Out of the question. And why must you drink? Do you wish to drown some sorrow? And I don't mean to pry, but you don't look much like a young duchess to me.
They stripped me of my title and birthright, then banished me. A family spat, let's say.
Listen, looking for magic beans. Seen any?
I was given one for safekeeping, but...
Where is it? Talk!
Shh, not so loud.
Oh, I can be much louder than this. And resort to other means of persuasion.
Right there, the threats. Sienna to a T. Listen, I exist to restage a fairy tale. If you want to play at it, I'll be happy to oblige. But it won't be easy. The thing is, Little Red Riding Hoods popped her clogs.
What?
1,000 times they cut my gut open, filled it full of rocks and drowned me in the river. So once you stopped coming, I decided to repay the little imp for all her loving labor. Good now, it's at the bottom of the well, she and the hunter, which means we can't play, and I'm under no obligation to talk to you, not about beans, nor anything else. So leave me be. Sod off.
Damn.
Wolf's pretty cranky.
Surprised? Think about it. He was cast in the role of the Nemesis without ever asking for it. It's a dog's life, I tell you.
So, what now?
Don't worry. I'll play with him. Or rather, play him. I just need that little red hood. The piece of apparel, that is. Not the poor girl's corpse.
That's a relief.
You wish to help me? Here's your chance. Jump in the well and fish it out. Well, chop chop.
jump in the well.
Break a leg?
All right, let's be smart about this. We're going to need to go ahead and drink one of the whale potions.
Any
What
luck?
in the
Yep.
world?
Look what I got.
That would never fit you. Give it to me. How do I look?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's go see the big bad wolf.
Let me guess. You'll play the granddaughter.
And you, the hunter.
Hmm.
You again? I thought I was clear. I will not talk to you if little Red Riding Hood is not with you.
Not a problem. Sienna can take her place.
What? Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you. Granddaughter, come closer, sweetie.
But, Grandmama, what big eyes you have.
I'm glad you're enjoying it,
See
Croupium.
you, Miss Maria.
Granny, what big arms you have.
The better to embrace you is, my dear.
And Grandmama, what big teeth you have. Eh?
The better to eat you is, my dear.
Well, here we go.
Butcher you.
Big bad wolf.
Remember what Joss said about the red bean? A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Gotta open his belly. Bottle caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Ah, here it is. Red bean.
Well then, one step closer to our goal.
What?
Now, I find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. Are you really not interested in what happened? In what became of me after they cast me out?
Croupium, are you familiar with The Witcher 3? Or are you a little new? I guess you're new, and you kind of just stumbled into the stream to kind of check it out. So I'm glad it's leaving a really good first impression, if that's the case.
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear the rest. Let's see. They'd escorted you out of the duchy.
Yes. And the noble knights of Toussaint, I didn't stop until we reached the Ketdu wilderness. They left me there alone, without a copper, in a torn lace dress. right when the frosts were setting in. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do everyone a favor and die of hunger. But as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week, went purple from the cold,
Jesus.
gnawed the bark from twigs. Finally, I saw a light among the trees. A campsite. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood. I was sure they'd rape me or kill me, or both.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight in shining armor. They took me in, we set off for Nazaire, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in their ranks rather quickly. Eventually, I became their leader. Of the whole ragged band.
Maybe you should have stayed there. Been through a lot.
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes and shagging minstrels on down bedding.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that. I'm angry at her because she forgot about me. Right. We've had our chat. Come.
What? So we found the fake tooth and the corkscrew. Did we really need that? Hey, this sword actually might be better than the Erendite. Croupium, you still with us, man? Are you able to hang with this game, or is this game just so over the top? It is crazy, but it is entertaining at the same time. Okay, let me get on the unicorn.
Come on, Roach.
If I can. Is it not going to let me through the gate? Yeah, apparently it will. So next, what do you got? What do you think I should do? Visit the three bears, see the three little pigs, or talk to the girl who sells flint?
Come on. Faster. Did you like Anna Henrietta?
Do you jest? I adored her. My darling little sis. So adorable. So sweet. Yet when they banished me from the palace, she didn't so much as peek out of the window.
She might not have known. Maybe just couldn't.
And could she also not grant me amnesty when she was crowned? Please.
Alright, so we're going to go see the three little pigs.
Not so fast, Roach.
Oh, the three little pigs' homes. But you know the story, don't you? Who's afraid of the big red wolf?
Looks like Big Bad's already blown down the houses of straw and sticks. Brick's the only one left.
We should look inside. Remember Joss's words?
One bean lies out in the open, guarded by three nobodies. Yeah, could be it.
So basically that is code word for the fact that the beans are not in the open, so therefore they're in this building. And he says they're guarded by nobodies. Or they've guarded by nobody, but in actuality, they're guarded by something. Or somebody. So, Because he doesn't necessarily lie. He tells the opposite of the truth, right? So let's make sure we're prepared. What the hell? Oh, we have to blow the house down. I was trying to interact with the house, like knock on the door.
It's like that silver. Get it.
The three little pigs.
Oh, Butch, they didn't like that.
The big bad wolf. You ask why I have these big hands, my friend? Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you my secrets. Exercise. The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf who lived in the land of 1,000 fables was like the other denizens of that strange sphere, created by Artorius Vigo, based on a figure from folk tales. Once he served as a playmate to the Duke's daughters, acting out scenes with a certain red-hooded girl and her grandmother. But as the fable land slowly degenerated, so did he. Geralt and Syanna met the big bad wolf while he was nursing a nasty hangover and was not eager to cooperate. Yet since our heroes needed a bean which the wolf had, they forced him to act out his tale. That tale ended as it always had. The big bad wolf attacked the hunter, played by Geralt, biting and clawing him fiercely, while his own wounds healed almost instantaneously. Inevitably, however, the big bad wolf was killed and his stomach cut open. This time out came not a grandma and her granddaughter, but a magic bean. The three little pigs. Why bother with brick? In this climate, even a straw house is nice and cozy. A little pig. The three little pigs are perfect examples of a rather unfortunate phenomenon. Leave even a kind-hearted, warm, naively benign creature to fend for itself, and it won't remain so benign for long. Alright, let's find this bean, right? There it is, the blue bean.
The big bad witcher huffed and puffed, and look, got a bean.
It cannot be.
What cannot be?
You actually have a sense of humor.
Why so shocked?
Well, when you arrived, all you did was pout and mumble things in that graphically monotone. And now this. A jest. And a good one at that. But here we are chatting away when there's work to do. We must keep looking. So, you like it here?
No.
Straight up, no. Alright, need to repair my weapon here.
Problem with magic in general. Illusions, portals, all that. Don't trust any of it.
A bow of old-fashioned tastes, eh? I like that.
Faster.
She's already calling me a bow.
Take
so.
it easy. Move it. Whoa there, Roach.
Talk to the girl who sells flints or visit the Three Bears. I guess let's visit the Three Bears then.
Hey-ya.
still with
go.
us, Croupium?
Not
Who is
so
this
fast,
guy?
Roach. Hey, yeah.
Oh look, the Emperor of Nilfgaard. He's come out to show off his new robe.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
The Emperor's new clothes.
Giddy up. That's it, Roach. Whoa! 4 animals stacked atop each other. What was the tale called again?
The musicians of Blatherken. Huh. You've some link to the town as well, don't you?
But my tale's not much like this one. Move it!
My new attire reveals itself but to the wise and cultured.
Giddy up. 3 bears.
3 stools, 3 beds, 3 bowls.
One a bit too big, the other too small, the third just right. Blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
She got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
No beam here. Gotta keep looking.
This is not a good setup, so... Let's go ahead and put some beast oil on the sword. I think that's what we need.
Someone's eaten
So I take it there's nothing here. Guess let's talk to the girl who sells flint.
Move it! Come on.
Whoa! Almost killed my ass.
It's not impressive.
This long lost tower.
Indeed.
Wait. What Joss said about the third beam.
In the possession of a brave farmhouse somewhere deep in This must be it. Let's go. not always grapple up her braid in the past, but I don't see it anywhere.
We'll find another way up.
Rapunzel, right?
Could pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
If you say so, I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing's not my
Jeez.
strong suit.
Why is it not taking the jump? There we go.
Prince's corpse. Tried to free Longlocks, but fell and broke his neck.
I think that's the big bad wolf's house. And over there's the 3 little pigs. And down there, I'm not sure what that is down there. I don't think we've been there yet. Okay. I don't want to freaking fall here, man. So why am I... Okay, there's nothing over here. Well, there I am, about to die from a fall. Where is Rapunzel? There she is. Oh gosh. What in the hell? Well, this fight's going to be a pain in the butt.
Way for nothing.
Crap. Am I supposed to jump from here? For real? Longlocks. Well, since it seems this hair won't be pulling up any knights in shining armor, might as well put it to some use. The last words of Longlocks. Everyone knows love stories can have tragic endings, but few would think this also applies to princesses from fairy tales, created to relive a set happy ending over and over again. Longlocks had the misfortune of becoming just an unlikely tragic heroine. After the Duke's daughters grew up and the land of 1,000 fables went feral, Longlocks, whose prince never came and who suffered greatly from her loneliness, decided to hang herself by her own braid. After she died, her ghost stayed to haunt the castle in which she had awaited her suitor. You know, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to save here before I take this freaking drop. I think this is... I can't even look down to see if there's water below, really. Like, I don't... 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Yep. Okay.
So?
Got the bean, but Longlocks. Seems she got sick of waiting for a knight in shining armor.
Can you blame her? Men these days. Dandies and fops all.
That why you cozied up to a vampire?
Dettlaff was a tool, and only a tool.
Too bad he didn't know that.
I trust no one. Learned that long ago. Now it's his turn.
Got a history with Dettlaff now, so this meeting will be different. Not afraid?
I can handle him.
Sure about that?
You look at him as a witcher and see a monster. I know what he's really like. You needn't worry. It's time to go. Just a bit more work and we'll be able to say sod off to this fecking fable sphere. Now we must plant them by the path near Longlock's tower. Then prepare to meet the giant. Watch out! Pixies!
See, this place is pretty dope, man. I mean, the way they designed this is cool. It's like a miniature village over here.
Hey, watch it.
Holy shit, it's Thumbelina. And the houses are locked. There's the Pied Piper with the rats following him. Or the mice. Billy Goat Scruff. There's a notice board here.
Flint! Cigars! Pipes! Rolling leaves!
We'll take unwanted children. I'll take any unwanted children off your hands. Chubby ones preferred, though skinny ones won't be turned away. Which? Fresh goods, tobacco, Fizztech, and liquor from Absinthe to Everclear. The customer is always right. The girl who sells it all, formerly known as the girl who sells Flint. Seeking owner of Glass Slipper. At last night's ball, I danced with a lady with blue eyes and blonde hair tied up in a bun. At the stroke of midnight, she left, leaving behind a glass slipper. Each woman in the land of thousand fables is to appear before me to try on the slipper until I determine the lady's identity. And in due course, propose matrimony. Failure to appear will be punishable by floggings. Prince Hubert. Get your mitts off my mattress. To the joker who's always stuffing things under my mattress, I'm warning you for the last time. If I catch you, I'll have you lashed, scalded, flayed, and finally torn apart by horses. Princess Alexia. Information wanted. One of my eggs hatched into something ugly. I suspect Madame Duck cheated on me with one of the 6 swans. Though she denies everything, I'll pay good coin for evidence of her guilt. Full anonymity assured. Master Duck. Contract. Lucy this goosey. Residents of the fabled land, somebody's after me. Ever since I moved here from the castle in the clouds, I feel like I'm being watched. Help me before it's too late. Balbina the goose, known as the goose that lays the golden eggs. P.S. I know Josh says it's him, but it's not.
Contract from a goose. That's new.
You really aim to concern yourself with that?
A true witcher should never abandon poultry in distress.
Ah, so we need to go find... We have a witcher contract, fellas. In the land of fables.
Right, this is the spot. Pull out the beams.
No, we're not going to leave here just yet. We're going to go help the goose.
Take it easy.
Mother Goose, right? It's locked.
A feather. Broken. It was a fight. A feather. Broken. It was a fight. Goose feathers. Must have been flapping its wings. Or did it just get plucked?
Watch out! Pixies!
And these things are all over the place, aren't they?
Hey, there, in the trees. Some kind of camp?
Defend the goose! The golden eggs will be
Ah, that stench.
Dwarves? Dwarven bandits, huh? Redbeard.
Why keep her in a cage? Eggs from free-range birds are so much better.
Here it is.
Oh well.
Got it.
Where's the key?
Poor goose.
Good thing you posted that notice. Never would have found you otherwise.
There's the egg.
Oh look, she laid a golden egg for you.
If only all my employers were that generous.
Did you really
Sweet.
travel all the way here for a contract?
Nature of the job.
I don't believe it. You must have had another reason.
Well, spent a few idyllic months in Beauclair some time past. Part of me wanted to come back, I think.
Oh yes. Visit Toussaint once and you'll always long to return.
So what does that golden egg do for us? Is that just like an item that we can sell for lots of crown? Because I do need it. There it was. I don't know. Golden egg, hard-boiled, very. And it's a food item, technically. I'm looking for the quest here that we just finished, the golden egg quest. I don't see it yet. There it is, Duck Duck Goose. The denizens of the land of 1,000 fables had problems just like you or I. Balbina the goose, for example, had the disturbing impression someone was watching her with the intent of causing her harm. She had thus posted a notice on the Fable World's notice board. The golden egg-laying bird was lucky a witcher happened to appear in the area shortly afterwards. Since time in this strange realm flowed differently, Geralt could take on this unusual contract with a clear conscience, knowing his urgent matters in Toussaint could wait. While traversing the land of 1,000 fables, Geralt came across an abandoned little home. All around it lay plucked-out goose feathers, suggesting there had been some kind of struggle, perhaps resulting in an abduction. The Witcher, being a Witcher, decided to investigate just what had happened. The goose had indeed been kidnapped. The evildoer was a bandit named Redbeard, who had planned to force the poor bird to lay eggs made of precious metals for his profit. Geralt foiled this scheme, though through deft work with his blade, his usual method. Then he needed merely find the key to the cage and free the captured fowl. The goose rewarded Geralt's efforts by laying a golden egg for him. What Geralt did with that egg, I unfortunately do not know. Alright, fellas, back on the high road. And let's go talk to the girl who sells flint, and pretty soon we'll be out of here. We'll be out of this magical land, which is kind of disheartening because it's been pretty cool. One good thing about this place is I'm able to feed Erendite, which is always good. And here I am. I think I already have it almost halfway filled. Yeah, 30 to a maximum of 60. Crazy. Puss in Boots, right?
Care for a cigarillo? A bit of tobacco? A dab of fistek?
Remind me.
She's a drug
what
dealer
tale
now?
are you from?
Sold flints when I was a lass. Branched out. Now I deal in snuffs, puffs, all sorts of fun things. What'll you have, sweeties?
Nothing. We just want to get out of here. As fast as we can.
Sweet cheeks. 2 puffs of my stuff, and I guarantee you'll fly out of here as if...
Hey, where'd you get that ribbon? That's mine.
Is that so? Then why was it lying in the bushes? Finders keepers, sweetheart.
Damn.
The ribbon. Mind explaining what the fuss is about?
There's not much to explain. I got it from Arturius Vigo when I was a child. It was to protect me from evil. It clearly didn't work, given how I ended up.
But it means a lot to you.
How should I put this? I have so few mementos from my childhood, and the ribbon reminds me of the good old days, when I was someone else.
Dears, could you continue this touching scene elsewhere, You're scaring away my customers.
The only customer was Puss in Boots.
Give Sienna the ribbon. Why not, huh?
Sugar plum. The only thing I hand out for free is a first hit. To get them to come back for a second, of course. For all else, you've got to pay.
What if I asked you nicely?
Ask me nicely and I might play you for it. A round of cards?
Oh shit. We get to play Gwent with her.
What have you got to sell exactly?
Like I said, tobacco, fistek, all sorts of things. Have a look.
She has a gold ball, fist tech, magic dust, magic mirror shard, bone ashes, table setting, expensive toys, cookies, whatever. Poisoned apple, gingerbread, magic mushrooms, corks, false teeth, corkscrew, gingerbread man, and magic food and drink. Well, nothing that interests me. I think that's just there for flavor, but we're going to play her for some Gwent cards.
All right, let's play. If you lose, you give me the ribbon.
Don't get your hopes up. None can best me at Gwent.
She actually might destroy me. Seriously. So let's play the Northern Realms, tried and true. Decoy, Scorch, Frost. We don't really need Biting Frost up as much. Alright, let's go ahead. First things first, we're going to play that spy. You draw 2 cards. There we go. So, 14. We got to beat 14 when we can do it. Let's. How we're going to do this? A Crenford Reaver. And 2 of these guys. There we go. So we won the first round. The second round, we're going to have to lose. unfortunately. I'm gonna play this guy just to try to bait him out to use more cards. Pass. Alright, we gotta go all out now, guys. All out. Well, damn it. I didn't want that to happen. Okay, she passed, so what we're going to do is we're going to play the Scorch, and that's going to kill the strongest card on the battlefield, which she possesses. Bam. So that opens us up. We'll throw out the Catapult, and then we'll throw out the Trebuchet. And then we'll invoke our leader's special move. And then we win.
Rumpole, you're good at this. A word once given. The ribbon's yours. Now skedaddle.
All right. Tell me.
What?
What you want in return. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart.
Don't want anything in return.
Thank you.
Alright guys, it's time to plant those magic beans.
Wait!
Why?
This stalk will sprout abruptly. Very abruptly. We must be careful. All right, toss them!
So we need to take cover, basically, is what she's saying. Apparently it's not working like she's expected.
Something's always gotta go wrong.
Right there in his face.
The home stretch.
Hey, that's pretty cool. How do you do those symbols on the PS4 stream? Kapow. I like it.
Incredible.
Damn, I thought we were out of here.
Admire the view later. First, we must deal with... him.
Oh shit, the giant. Let him come, because I tell you what, we're going to be ready for him. Let's change our bomb loadout too. Holy crap. Got him. Cloud Giant. Many things fall from the sky other than the rain and snow. Frogs, for example, and the Cloud Giant. Shebald Fang Fald, shepherd from Fox Hollow. The Cloud Giant is most likely a degenerate illusory being. He is an inhabitant of fables. This land was abandoned and left unattended for years, during which time it began to rot, fester, and degrade. The Cloud Giant was most likely meant to be a pleasant-natured strongman who would carry the Duke's young daughters on his shoulders and never grow tired. When he became degenerated and overgrown, however, he turned into a dangerous monster. After Jack stole his goose that laid golden eggs, the Cloud Giant decided in the future anyone who climbed onto his cloud would be tossed off without a word of warning.
For a fairy tale creature, that was one tough son of a wench.
I told you this land had gone ape mad, though I did not expect it to be so severe.
Can't help thinking you might have done that on purpose.
Why ever would I have?
To get rid of your guard, your captor. Getting close to the exit at this point. Probably think you don't need me anymore.
Well, you're wrong. You still stand to be quite useful to me.
That so? How? plan to use me like you did Dettlaff?
No, I need you for a purpose far simpler. Well, don't just stand there and stare. I need a man, Geralt, and I'm not afraid to say it. I have no idea what awaits me once we leave this place. Treat it as my last wish.
Some other time, maybe, or let her have her way with you. Hell, I'm the Witcher, so let's do it. The Duke's sister. Or the Duchess's sister, excuse me. This might be a bad idea, though. I hope you're enjoying this, Croupium. I hope this is making you want to play this game. Now the question is, did that really happen? Because this is the land of 1,000 fables.
Just gonna go our separate ways? No parting words?
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
I just hope this tale has a happy ending. For me, for you, for everyone.
That may very well depend on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing beyond what you heard. For now. Come. The exit's this way.
The Witcher and Syanna found all the beans at last. They planted them and climbed the stalk that sprouted into the clouds. High in the sky they spied a castle, then the giant who called it home. A giant, you might say, then trembled in your boots. But the Witcher and his companion defeated it post-haste. As Regis later told it, Cyan and Geralt seemed sheepish upon returning to our world. What's more, the Witcher's leggings were laced up all wrong. I'll leave it to you, readers, to divine the cause of the state of affairs. Hey, sent be friends at Snowpart am lost. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about, man. Thanks for the friends request, though, but...
Another will-o'-the-wisp. Just curious. Why do you want the Heart of Toussaint and the ducal wine?
They were my right. My due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do. And I regret nothing. One lives but once. Here, we need but jump into the well. You first.
Me first, huh? We don't even know if I'm going to live or die from this fall. sent voice chat, then tell you. Damn, dude. The city's still getting messed up.
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
Hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary. Thus, I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying, manipulating you are?
Regis, what happened to your famous manners?
Apologies. I forgot myself.
Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
Hey, bro, like, I don't mind helping you, but, like, not right now. Like, I'm streaming this, and I'm trying to finish this playthrough. And I've already been streaming for an hour, a little bit over an hour and a half, and really, I got to take a trip here to go visit family here in probably about an hour. I got an hour and a half long ride. So I might be wrapping this up here in the next 20 minutes. I'm just leveling left and right off of this stuff, man.
Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of done time.
Is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive. So aware. Honestly, what did Dettlaff ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when Set X is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know. May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. I really would prefer just to run off. I gave my word I would help, I know. But how much is that worth? Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
Let's get ready. Dettlaff will be here any moment now.
All right, Regis, show us what you got, man. Here he comes.
Ren.
She even told...
Syanna.
Yeah.
I have a question I must ask you. Did you truly feign it all?
That which bound us was a ruse.
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
What? But how?
The ribbon.
Ha! Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this, sooner or later. She will pay! You never should have meddled with her!
Oh shit. Thank God, Regis. Hell, I'm glad I got that ribbon because she would have been dead and the freaking Duchess would have been pissed off that her sister died. Geralt and Cyana finally left the land of 1,000 fables. Meanwhile, in the city, the massacre had raged unchecked, yet Cyana had returned. Some hope burned anew. If Dettlaff and his former lover could be made to meet, the vampires' rampage in the city would come to an end. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Oh crap, man. Regis is dead.
How you like that silver?
I want you to us! You traitor! Both of you!
Didn't plan it.
Silence!
Good.
What in the hell?
If you acknowledge the gods, start praying now.
Holy crap. Well, that's SOB's not coming back again. Damn. I'm thinking this is the end of it. Blood and wine, fellas.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
He's regenerating. Classical vampire ability. What the hell just happened? Croupy, I hope you weren't wanting to play this game because I think you just witnessed a whole lot of spoilers.
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Rather not bicker about taste. Don't like to. It's neither interesting nor productive.
This particular Witcher has an inborn intolerance for formal occasions. Yet he's to attend just such an event shortly. I expect that's the source of his prickliness. So try not to take things personally, Master Taylor. Rather pity him. For in truth, stage fright overwhelms him. He trembles at the thought that he has no notion how to behave in the presence of Her Grace's Majesty.
As well he should. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience?
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Syanna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Syanna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters, what's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Dettlaff the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
Could be worth checking with the bootblack again. Meet you by a stand.
Fine. I shall await you there. Shoot the breeze with the charming lad to pass the time.
The bootblack? In the lower city? Intend to soil my masterpiece in the city's gutters?
Promise to be careful.
Pop in Strange Circumstance. This game, man, every time you think like you're closing a story arc, there's still more to it, I tell you. Not a bad thing. A good thing. By the way, in case you haven't heard, Croupium, they are planning on releasing like a Netflix series based on The Witcher after the success of this game. Geralt had done what was required. He could now go to the infamous Tesha Mutna, where he would once again face Dettlaff. Higher vampires bear an uncanny resemblance to humans, yet the similarities are only skin deep. We mere mortals have a dastardly time trying to understand their emotional makeup and morals, so Geralt could never have foreseen what happened, that Dettlaff would try to take Syanna's life. Luckily, Syanna had her protective amulet, crafted long before by Artorius Vigo. It did exactly what it was created to do. At the crucial moment, the Duchess' sister disappeared, transported to a spot both safe and secure. Dettlaff flew into a rage. He lunged at Regis and Geralt, intent on tearing them to shreds, yet the duel ended with his defeat and at the last, his demise. So we're back We're back to the open world, man. What is this over here? Talk to Damien. There must be a marriage ceremony or something going on. What is this? Quest.
Fetch this empty dead. Sweep up here.
Long live together, shine in its eyes of glow.
I imagine you've been...
Reginald Daltrey has returned, not to be missed.
A job is like a lady. You can always get a new one.
Citizens, a plea from her illustrious...
Here we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm just selling.
I hope you're so...
I'm selling all the gear that that we acquired.
What do you have on offer?
That's not of any use, basically. Other than that, it's just going to weigh me down. Trash. 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 Trash.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Requests shall be dealt with in due course and in the order submitted. Scribes will be available. The Duchessa herself. Welcome.
Show me what you got.
We got a lot of junk in the inventory here to get rid of now. How much is this? There's probably a lot here. It's not worth it, man. I need to go ahead and move on. I've got enough weight now. I shouldn't be over encumbered if I pick up anything.
So long.
All right. So heck, there's a new quest in town that wasn't there before. Let's go check it out. It's over here, right there, in that direction.
Smashing. A smashing place a fruitful hunt to do leisure.
Oh, it's Guillaume.
Guillaume, what?
Leave me be. Without my Vivian, life has no meaning. You are the last to whom I wish to speak.
What in the hell? So Guillaume and Vivian de Tabry. What the hell happened there? I don't know. That was interesting, but alright, we're going to use the fast travel here. We're going to head over to the Nilfgaardian Embassy signpost and fast travel to the port side. To go see the Boot Black. I'm going to stream a little bit longer because I suspect we're about to finish this game. Or this expansion content, rather.
Apologize.
Here he is.
I agree completely, young man. Lois is clearly more decent than Loden.
Isn't that the truth? I noticed it myself. But Clay? Now that's a real pickle to clean off. Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better for certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
He's protecting them, huh?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
The Boot Black. Geralt's path crossed that of the Boot Black again later on. Once more, the reason had something to do with Dettlaff. The lad was able to tell Geralt and Regis how the letters with the beast victim's name on them had been delivered to Dettlaff. It can be truly amazing how much useful information one simple child laborer can possess. The Witcher had at last defeated the Beast of Beauclair. Her enlightened highness Duchess Anna Henrietta invited him to a ceremony where she would award him the Vitis Vinifera medal, Toussaint's highest honor. Geralt, famous for being one of the world's leading scruffs, possessed no outfit that would not violate protocol or be remotely suitable for such an occasion. In her generosity, the Duchess agreed to fund a new robe. Regis, having nothing better to do, accompanied the Witcher to the tailor for his fitting. There the vampire revealed that the thought that was tormenting him, namely he believed Syanna had planned 5 murders from the start. He wished to know the identity of the 5th intended victim. He suggested to Geralt that they investigate the matter to the end. Would she murder her own sister? That's the question.
What a day.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no filth folk running about.
Gent.
You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
I almost dumped my guts. Come now, Witcher. Try me.
Knock you out, son. MMA style.
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. wish me to take my folk the shelter elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the Bootblack in Rue de Garl.
The Bootblack? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the Bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? It's in the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the Bootblack. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Interesting. So technically, Dettlaff is dead, so the letter is meaningless. But we need to see who that person is, who the target is, so let's go ahead. Give me that letter.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightened.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the Bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
It's the Duchess, huh?
Well. I must say, even I did not expect
She wants to
this.
take the throne.
This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Syanna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Dettlaff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Dettlaff's last victim. Syanna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victim's links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you can always ask her yourself.
Think it's a good idea? After all, we foiled her carefully planned scheme. Think she'll even want to?
Talk to you? Would it harm you in any way to try? Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Siana.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that, no, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
They first sought out the bootblack. The boy directed them to the poorhouse. It was there they learned Siana had indeed planned 5 murders, all to wreak vengeance upon those who had caused her to be banished from the court and the ducal palace. The final victim was to have been her very own sister, the Duchess Anna Henrietta. Geralt considered confronting Siana. Let's go. What can we... I mean, we don't have anything to lose. We're the Witcher. I mean... She doesn't even have any vampires to back her up anymore. Wow, this is a long walk. So, yeah. We'll take the harbor gate to the palace.
Hi there, handsome.
So we're going to go talk to Siana to see what her rationale was for wanting to kill her sister, whether she wants to take the throne or whether it's just base revenge.
Halt!
Need to see Siana, urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that Witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
I guess as a moral of the story, never get in between two sisters who are fighting.
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Syanna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you, and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me, hmm?
Syanna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Syanna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Need to tend to one thing first. I'll look in on him afterwards.
So be it.
Cyana. Geralt's journey to the Land of a Thousand Fables bore more fruit than he had expected. His conversations with Cyana shed light on a few matters. She made no secret of the fact that her elaborate murder plot was about getting revenge on the people who had forced her into exile. Vengeance is one of the oldest motives in the world and has brought many doom and few relief. It was to bring Cyana face to face with a higher vampire who was simultaneously a serial killer, her slighted beau, and it seemed a being still deeply in love with her. When Geralt brought Cyana to the meeting with Detloff, he never expected this story would end with such a finale. Though several days had passed since their last meeting, Detloff had not managed to rein in the wrath he felt towards Cyana. He attacked her, and if not for the magic ribbon that Cyana and Geralt had purchased in the Land of a Thousand Fables, he would have torn her to shreds in an instant. Yet the ribbon had been created to transport the ducal daughters to a safe place if they were ever threatened. And what place could be safer than the most protected part of the family palace? Cyana thus escaped Detloff's claws and landed straight into the palace dungeons. Though the investigation had already revealed almost all the key details of the mysterious murders, Geralt now knew their means, methods, and perpetrator, and had even prevented their continuation. He still did not fully understand why this whole plot had been hatched in the first place. Yet he did not have to try hard to learn this last bit of information. Cyana did not hide it had been a simple matter of getting revenge on those who had forced her into exile. Vengeance is one of the oldest motives in the world, one which has brought many doom and few relief. As for Cyana, it brought her to a cell in the ducal palace. Alright, fellas, and we're going to go wrap this up with an honorary award. Alright, Croupier, man, if you... No pressure, but I think this is it, man. If you don't want to see the end, I understand, but I'm literally think this is like the last 15 minutes of the game here. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. I know what that's like, because I really need to end the stream as soon as I can. Honestly. I've got other things to tend to. I haven't even eaten breakfast. Otherwise, peace out, man.
A fruitful hunt to you, Witcher.
Here we are. Here's the Captain Damien Delatour of the Ducal Guardsmen.
Geralt, I knew from the start.
Geralt reached the tower where Cyana sat confined. After speaking to her, he made his way to the ceremony, during which he was to receive his distinction. So let's get this reward.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. I hardly feel it anymore.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Cyana's fifth victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
Last action
May
hero.
this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonreal, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Got bad news. Sana was out to kill you. This is probably not the place to say that.
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Don't put all this weight on my shoulders.
Bitterness consumes Syanna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Sienna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Happy ending after all, I guess, unless she's got a dagger. I wonder how differently that would have played out if I would have made different dialogue choices. She may have had a dagger and stabbed her in the back, you know. But I did pick a lot more moral type choices from Geralt in the dialogue.
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
On her own behalf and that of her subjects, Anna Henrietta thanked Geralt for slaying the beast of Beauclair and awarded him the Vitis Vinifera medal. Thankfully, the ceremony was brief, so the Witcher lacked time to demonstrate his ignorance of protocol and thus violate the majesty of the court. After the ceremony, Sylvia Anna faced her accusers. When Geralt had spoken to Syanna earlier, he had broached some sensitive issues. These now came to the fore, and a heated argument erupted between the sisters. Those valuing convention and decorum undoubtedly considered it an unsavory public airing of matters private, yet my own heart inclines me to think it a fortunate turn of events, for we cannot know what might have happened had there been no release of resentments that had accumulated over decades. Upon quitting the palace, Geralt rejoined Regis at the crypt. They indulged in some well-deserved respite while sipping Regis's exquisite, as they both assured me, mandrake hooch. So I need to put on these masks and gloves. Oh, this is a freaky looking mask.
This moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Here lies Ola, mother of Plegman, taken from us too soon. Protect us, O Lebiota, from the torment of pre-production. Roberto and Justina Malinowski. They loved each other to death.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire, after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
Regis!
Where'd you go?
You shall die for that! I did what I had to do!
Those Bruxae, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
The nightstand?
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. That first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend.
This is how it ends, huh?
We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Blood and Wine. And I think these are the credits from the core game. So, I'll be right back. I gotta go to run in the restroom. It's insane, fellas. A 3-year-old game, and there's nothing out right now that can compete with it in terms of immersion and storytelling. And all honesty, yes, this game took forever to complete, but it was well worth it, man. Well worth it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Netflix show is gonna play out. See if it can actually stand up to the expectations set forth here of this game. So yeah. This is it. So episode number 27 is the end of the Witcher 3 Blood and Wine playthrough. This wraps up Logical Excess, which is me, my playthrough of The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Hearts of Stone, and Blood and Wine. And this is going to allow me to move back over to finishing up FF15 finally. And I suspect that game is going to take a lot less time to complete than The Witcher 3. I don't think it's designed. For one thing, it doesn't have 2 expansions that are like 30 plus, 40 plus hours. And I don't think it's designed quite as deep in terms of narrative and storytelling as The Witcher 3 is. So I'm just going to wait here to see if just to see if there's anything extra at the end of the credits here. I'm not suspecting anything other than maybe an option to go with New Game Plus. I've got some water on the stove in a kettle, so it should be whistling here pretty soon. And I'll be that'll explain why I'm getting up to make my tea. Actually, it's about to whistle right now. Phew, that's a lot of people, right? So now that we've been properly introduced, we'd like to thank you one last time. Blood and Wine is the end of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We wanted to call it Sweat and Tears, or Damn, We'll Miss This, but we couldn't, however. Well, shit, I missed that.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Ever so humble, go home. Geralt decided to go home to Corvo Bianco. And there was something that Regis left on the nightstand.
What have we here? The Tournay's champion!
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Man. Wonder who it is. It's not the Duchess. Wow. Is this what Regis left?
Unexpected as ever.
Oh shit, it's Jin.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
But the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
Might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade, and you'll bring me cool drinks at regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want. Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white,
Oh, shit.
has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
Oh, yeah. The unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
So, talk again later?
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
Be it ever so humble, Geralt decided to go home to Corvo Bianco. At his new abode, an unexpected guest awaited, yet it was someone Geralt was more than glad to see.
Can we talk?
Always. With pleasure.
I guess that's it.
So, talk again.
Of course.
So let me go check out what Regis left.
Oh, blind.
There it is. Letter from Regis. This time you must see to our Duchessa. Anna Henrietta knows nothing of empathy. Her heart is cold. This shard of ice you must tear from her breast. Yet first you must snap her neck quickly into effect. Once that is done, Rena shall go free. Dear Geralt, if you are reading these words, it means I am already far beyond the borders of Toussaint, and you have found my mutagenerator. Of course, you may dub this instrument however you like. Perhaps something more fitting to your taste or better reflecting its function, for I have no doubt your knowledge on the subject of mutagens is far more profound and thorough than mine. I have been working on this device in my spare time, but now it is finished, and I am convinced as an inventor can be before his invention has been used as intended, of the usefulness of this apparatus. You are surely wondering what function it is meant to serve. As the name indicates, the mutagenerator generates mutagens. It operates by absorbing electromagical energy waves from bodies, in this case the bodies of the monsters and evildoers you kill. And when it is absorbed enough so as to be charged a critical amount, the mutagenerator changes the stored energy into a greater mutagen, which I suspect you will make good use of. As you surely understand, I am an amateur engineer, which is why you must forgive the lack of an ability for you to direct this operation. Which mutagens emerges as a result is determined at random, meaning chance will decide if it's a green, red, or blue mutagen. Chance, yet I have noted the colors tend to alternate by and large. I trust you shall find my gift useful. Your dearly devoted friend, Emil Regis Rohelic Serzif Godefroy. P.S. You might be wondering why I decided to toss the mutagenerator into your home instead of simply handing it to you in person. Well, you must know I did it out of modesty. Believe it or not, take care, Geralt, and may my gift serve you well. Well, fellas, I think that is officially it. I mean, there's nothing left to do. I don't know how to initiate. I mean, there's nothing left to do other than New Game Plus, but the only thing is I don't know how to initiate it. You know what I mean? To initiate New Game Plus, so yeah. Royal Palace in Vizima. I'm just checking the world map to see if there's anything left to mess with. We have the only thing left is to liberate these Hans bases. Really. White Orchard. Nothing here. Velen No Man's Land. Nothing there. Novigrad. Nothing there. Skelliger. Nothing. I'd love to mess around with that mutagenerator, but really, I've got to call this stream. We're going on 3 hours. I've got some phone calls to make, some work to do in the kitchen, some food to prepare, breakfast to eat. And I'm just not going to catch up to any of this unless I end the game here. So I'm just going to rest here. Perfect place to end it. And this is it. The last stream of Logical Excess's playthrough. It's been really cool, really interesting. This is an amazing game. Well worth the time that I've spent collectively. Would love to have enough time to play through it again, but unfortunately, the demands of playing this game on time is just too much. So, without further ado, I say goodbye.
She's fit to wed.
Peace out. Hope you've enjoyed The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine playthrough. And the next game on my channel will be finishing the Final Fantasy 15 stream. So, peace out, everybody. Have a great weekend. Live life to the fullest and stay safe.
She's fit to wed. Oh,